Hey everybody, this is GGB, co-host Puppers, and today we're going to be getting back into the MAC at Big 12. It's coming up on the fourth quarter. I mean, a 17-point comeback isn't impossible. It's not impossible to do in a quarter. The American almost completed an 11-point comeback in the fourth quarter, and they had plenty of time to do that. 17 points isn't impossible. But you have to score on this drive. I sincerely believe if you don't score on this drive, the chances go way down of the 17-point comeback happening. Also, if you want this 17-point comeback to happen, your defense has to play better. But Big Ben Roethlisberger in the shotgun. Kareem Hunt lines up behind him. He has time to scan the field. He throws it short underneath to Tyler Conklin, the conch, and he picks up a first down and gets to the 36-yard line. So, again, Big Ben Roethlisberger has not had a bad day passing by any means. 227 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, only 1 pick on the day. But that 1 pick is turning out to be huge because without that 1 pick, it's likely a 10-point ball game, maybe at worst a 14-point ball game. And that's a lot better than a 17-point ball game. It's the difference between 3 possession and 2 possession. I would much see the difference is like, if you score a touchdown here, you're still down by 10. And that means you still have to get the ball 2 more times. You got to stop them 2 more times. Actually, 3 more times. If you stop them, get the ball back, stop them, score, stop them again, get the ball back, score. Then you have to stop them a 3rd time so that you don't lose. Big Ben Roethlisberger lines up in shotgun. They bring a little 4-man rush. He has time to throw it. He chucks it deep down the field, and it's going to be picked off. Oof. Trying to get after, I believe that's Corey Davis, number 87. Jason Verrett was lined up on him, which makes me believe it is Corey Davis. But he's their 3rd-string corner, nickelback, if you will, and he ends up getting the big pick. So, again, it's not impossible to complete the comeback now, but I got to say, the chances of going down, like, that's an ill-advised throw from Big Ben Roethlisberger. That's not a decision you can make. You can't make that decision at this point in the game. You have to take the checkdowns. You cannot just take deep shots just for the sake of it, just for the heck of it. You can do that early on in the game. You certainly can do that. But at this point in the game, it's a bad decision. It's an all-around mistake. It's a mistake by Big Ben Roethlisberger, and I think it might come back to bite him. So they have the Cardinals, actually, this is the first standard formation we've seen them go in all day. They have Mark Andrews out on the field. I think this is likely going to be a run. Just start running out the clock. They hand it to Julian Edelman, who gets tackled for about a 1-yard gain by Max Crosby. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't understand not handing it to Joe Mixon here. Joe Mixon has been dominating. He really has been dominating this Ravens defense all day. This MAC defense has not found an answer to Joe Mixon. It seems like they bring Chris Carson on the field to do 2 running back set with Mixon. It looks like the Mac's bringing a 5-man rush. They do. And I believe that's Joe Mixon this time, I'm sorry. And he gets tackled for loss by Khalil Mack, who hasn't been extremely dominant like I expected him to today, but he still has had a pretty decent day. 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 sacks on the day. If he got that 3rd sack, though, he could unlock his little superstar X Factor, and the defense can get a stop here. I mean, there's still what? There'll be about 13 minutes remaining when they get the ball back. I mean, if you score quickly, let's say 3-minute drive, that's still 10 minutes to come back and 10 points down. It's still possible. Let's see if the Cardinals go run here again, or if they decide to pass it here. They go run again with Joe Mixon. It looks like he might have the outside, but it ends up being not quite a first down. It's a 6-yard rush. Good tackle there by Robert Spillane, and bringing up a 4th and 4. So again, the Mac is going to get this ball back with 13 minutes around to drive down the field. Now, I don't think it's likely not going to be a short field. I mean, the kicker is Trent Williams. Trent Williams is one of the best punters in the league, period. That number 33 really did cause the play to happen, though. It allowed Robert Spillane to catch up to Joe Mixon. He slowed him down just enough so that Robert Spillane can make the play here. So, I mean, it was a nice play by number 33. Probably should have made the tackle, but regardless, he ends up helping Robert Spillane and brings up a 4th and 4. Trent Williams is out to punt this ball. I don't know if I've seen Trent Williams since the 2nd quarter. But Trent Williams punts this ball. I let's see, it's going to be, I think, Antonio Brown to return this thing, gets it up to about the 35-yard line. And again, they have about 13 minutes and 3 seconds to be exact. So, I mean, it ended up the pick not really hurting you that much, although it did take about 2 minutes off the clock, and you're in worse field position. But, I mean, if you score here relatively quickly, I think 3 minutes is a decent amount of time. A 10-point comeback in 10 minutes is not inconceivable. It's possible, especially if the Big 12 goes a little bit conservative and decides not to throw it with Mahomes and just goes to run with Mixon. If the Mack can sell out, they bring Roosevelt Nix, I believe, onto the field for this play. They have Conklin at tight end. Big Ben Roethlisberger does throw it, though. They have a 3-man rush. He throws it short to Kareem Hunt, who picks up about 9 yards after breaking a couple tackles. Good run and after catch by Kareem Hunt. So 2nd and inches here. And I think the clock is stopped thanks to going out of bounds by Kareem Hunt, who hasn't been unproductive through the air. He hasn't been very productive through the ground game, but the air, he's been very helpful. He's been a helpful target for Big Ben Roethlisberger. So the clock is running here. So Big Ben, they bring a little blitz. He throws it short to Kareem Hunt again, who accidentally steps out of bounds, but it does end up picking the first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line, and 14 yards in about 15 seconds. That's pretty quick, if I do say so myself. It's good. It's a good start to the drive at the very least. I mean, the Big 12 just leaving Kareem Hunt, I guess, wide the heck open. Looks like it might be a 5, maybe a 6-man rush by the Big 12 Cardinals, unless they drop out of this. They do. It brings only a 4-man rush. Big Ben Roethlisberger has forever. He fires it to Antonio Brown, who's wide open. He gets it to about the 29-yard line, and they're suddenly in the green zone. And you can't let this offense have hope. You really can't let this offense have hope if you're the Big 12, because, I mean, they can really kill you like that. It's not like the American or maybe even the Mountain West, and there's a lot of the smaller conferences where they don't have the explosive firepower. Like, Mack has a good quarterback, Big Ben Roethlisberger, a great running back in Kareem Hunt, some explosive threats in Kenny Golladay, Antonio Brown, you have Corey Davis, and Julian Edelman, some explosive talent on that team. So, looks like Big Ben Roethlisberger, they bring a little blitz, although they drop out of that relatively quickly. He throws a nice pass, nice catch to, I believe that is Corey Davis. 5 receptions, 50 yards. And 1st and 10, 12-yard line. They get a touchdown here. They've taken about a minute at this point. A little bit more than a minute, about a minute, 10 seconds to drive down, but they're at the 12-yard line. And this has been relatively quick. That's a very nice pass. That is on the money to Corey Davis. And Jason Verrett is right there. It's not bad coverage by Jason Verrett by any means. But 1st and 10. They have in the red zone. So let's see what Big Ben Roethlisberger and this Mack offense can do here. They go read option with Big Ben Roethlisberger, who rumbles and stumbles to the 9-yard line. 5 rushes for 18 yards for Big Ben Roethlisberger. A 2-yard gain on that amazing read option call by John Harbaugh. So the clock's ticking a little bit here. You might want to score quickly, because I feel like 11.5 minutes would be nice to score, or at least 11 minutes. So they bring Roosevelt Nix onto the field. This might be a run to Kareem Hunt, although I don't think I would go run Kareem Hunt the way he's been playing so far. They go little pitch to Kenny Golladay, who just walks into the end zone for the 2nd receiving touchdown. It's the easiest pass ever for a quarterback, but suddenly, as long as Sam Sloman doesn't screw this up and miss the extra point, it is a 10-point game with 11 minutes left. And the Mack has come back, and they're starting to make this a ball game here, thanks to Kenny Golladay, which, by the way, I'm really impressed where they get in the red zone, and he's turned into such a great player, but he really has done nothing all day except for the 2 receiving touchdowns. But I think he only has 2 catches on the day. So, I mean, whatever Xavien Howard's been doing to lock him down, it's been impressive. Because Kenny Golladay is one of the best receivers in the league. And to lock him down basically for the entire game. Now, there was that little sweet play that you couldn't really... Hey everybody, for some reason it stopped recording, and I wanted to make sure that we did not lose any time. So I started the recording again. I started this recording again on my little commentary. So Brett Kern is up to kick it off. He kicks it off. And it's returnable by Tyler Lockett. Let's see if he gets to the 30-yard line once again. He gets it to about the 27-yard line, but I think this is going to be a holding call that's going to bring him back. Probably, 10-yard penalty on the kickoff? going to be on their own 18-yard line by the... They said fullback, but I'm almost 100% positive their fullback's Andrew Beck. It's not Blake Jarwin. That's going to be their second-string tight end and not their fullback. But the Cardinals are only holding on to a 10-point lead here, Cliff Kingsbury. So I think it might be time for a little bit of Cliff Kingsbury here and use that great quarterback you have in Mahomes to take this ball. But you have Joe Mixon. They're going to go run here with Joe Mixon again. Khalil Mack just absolutely destroyed, which I believe is Lane Johnson. Second tackle for loss. And he's been, oh my God, there's a floating computer. There's no one's holding it. Oh my God, this is more important than the game, guys. There's an invisible man that is helping the Big 12 Cardinals. A revolution in science. But really, Khalil Mack, they really did just destroy Lane Johnson on that play. Absolutely owned him. He just shoves him to the ground. What a play by Khalil. But here we go. 2nd and 12. Let's see what the Mack Ravens can do. Maybe if they can stop them here, force a punt. Maybe they get the ball back with, 9 minutes, maybe 9.5 minutes. So it looks like they're bringing a 3-man rush, although I do believe the linebackers probably come in on the blitz. So they do. They bring one linebacker. He throws it. It's picked off. And he gets it to the 25-yard line. And is it a ball game, my friends? They're giving the Mack Ravens, who are only down by 10 points, by the way, 10.5 minutes. And you are at the 26-yard line. I don't think if you're a Mack fan, you could even expect this. The way they've performed against the Independents for the past 2 years, they've really kind of sucked against the Independents for 2 years. And then you come in, probably a better team in the Big 12, and you ended up, your overall went down. You ended up dropping a seed. And you know what? You come in, and you're giving the Big 12 all they can handle right now. If you score a touchdown, it's a 3-point game. It is a 3-point game if you score a touchdown quickly with 9 minutes left. And that is insane. I don't think anyone expected them to come back in the fourth quarter. I know my dad over here said they had no chance of coming back. And Big Ben Roethlisberger, if he makes good decisions, he throws it deep. Oh, that was almost picked. Uh-oh. That was almost a really bad decision by Big Ben Roethlisberger. But 2nd and 10, maybe don't do that again, Big Ben. Don't throw a curl. That's for goodness sakes. You've thrown, 2 picks on... Actually, 1 pick on a curl. That was the pick 6 that really kind of hurt you here. You could only be down by 3 at this point if you didn't throw that pick 6. So Big Ben Roethlisberger lines up. It might be a Kareem Hunt run. Okay, it's not. They bring 4-man rush. He fires it to Corey Davis, who picks up about 5 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Now, if you don't get the touchdown here, it's not the end of the world, okay? You can get the field goal. I think Sam Sloman's good enough to basically expect him to hit it from here. It's a small field. It's not a long field goal by any means of the imagination. So Big Ben Roethlisberger obviously lines up shotgun here. I think you got to go to Conklin. So they go play action. He has literally forever to throw this ball. He throws it. It's going to be a touchdown to Antonio Brown. And if Sam Sloman hits this extra point, it is a 3-point game. And oh my gosh, have the Mack come back here and the Cardinals, and you can hear the stadium is shocked. Absolute silence in the crowd. And they're stunned that their team is, they really are giving all they can handle. And the Mountain West Saints at home, they're just like, yay. Thank God that if the Mack wins here, by the way, and let's say that no other upsets happen, if you're the Mountain West, you draw the ACC instead of the Big Ten. And I'm telling you, I would much rather draw the ACC than the Big Ten. Now, the ACC is scary. Don't get me wrong. They have a scary team this year. Scary good team. They won last year as the 3 seed. They're a 2 seed this year. But I'm telling you, I don't want to play. I don't want to travel to Tennessee to play the Big 12. Tom Brady and that offense is scary. The defense is also scary good. I think the ACC isn't as good as the Big Ten. Now, I do think the ACC can beat the Big Ten on any given day. As we can see here, an inferior team can beat a superior team on any given day. It hasn't happened yet, obviously. And I don't know if it is going to happen considering the Big 12 is up. But, man, if you're Mahomes, you got to do something better than throw a pick here. Brett Kern to kick this ball away. I said a few minutes ago now. It looks like it's going to be returnable by Tyler Lockett. Let's see if he can get it up to that 30-yard line. He does. He gets it up to the 31. It's good field position. Now, if you're the Big 12, you really do need to do a nice long drive, handing off Joe Mixon a couple times, although they've been kind of keying in on that. But throwing it to Sterling Shepard's been great here, although your number one target should be Mark Andrews, which I don't think he's thrown it to him this quarter. Mark Andrews is your most explosive offensive threat. Sterling Shepard has also been really solid for you lately, but I feel like it's Mark Andrews. It's Mark Andrews' time. You throw it to Mark Andrews down the stretch, but let's see what they do here. I think this is going to end up being a throw. They do. The Mack brings a blitz. He has time to throw it, and he fires it for about a 5-yard gain, goes out of bounds. Nice little toe tap on the sidelines by Tyler Lockett, who has not been all that productive today. He only has 2 receptions for 29 yards. Now, his play at the end of the second half did set up the field goal, which is why they're up right here. So I think a lot has to be given to Tyler Lockett there, but he's really been locked down today by Jimmie Ward. So they go run here again by Joe Mixon. He got absolutely blasted in the backfield by Khalil Mack. Brings up a 3rd and 6. And if you punt this ball away here, you're giving the Mac 9 minutes to work with. It's been insane. It's been that quick, really. It's been extremely quick, this turnaround for the Mac. Honestly, they hadn't done really anything offensively that great until this fourth quarter. It's like the American. It just seems like they've come alive here late. They've decided they do not want to go home. Now, the American did end up going home. So we'll see if that ends up being the same fate to the Mac, but you got to appreciate the effort they're giving out here on defense. They're significantly worse on defense than really every other team except for the Sun Belt. So Mahomes has time to scan. He throws it short to Mark Andrews. Is that a first down? He was tackled just right there. It's a 4th and inches. It's 4th and inches, and you've got to make a decision if you're Cliff Kingsbury. Now, Cliff Kingsbury is known for being a little bit aggressive offensively. So 4th and inches at your own 41-yard line. You might go for this, but you got to think, do you want to risk this? It's really a really tough decision. It's 4th and inches, sure, but you're on your own 41-yard line. If you don't get it, you're just asking to lose for the Mac to take this lead. But if you do get it, it looks like he's not going to go for it. He's bringing Mahomes off the field. Looks like Tressway is out to punt it. Maybe he can pin him deep. But this has suddenly turned into an intriguing football game, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a return here by Antonio Brown, who makes a nice little juke move, gets it to about the 18-yard line. Looks like he was going to be tackled at the 10, so at least it's a little bit better field position. Here comes Antonio Brown, even though he just returned it. He's coming off the sidelines for some reason. 6 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. For the number 2 receiver, he has done an impeccable job of winning on his individual matchups tonight. And you have 2 touchdowns for Antonio Brown. You have 2 touchdowns for Kenny Golladay, even though he's been largely unproductive except for those 2 touchdowns. And not to mention that Corey Davis has been helpful through the air, so is Kareem Hunt. And not to mention Tyler Conklin, who's really the unsung hero of this team. Not many people know of Tyler Conklin, but he has been great for the Mac here lately. So they bring a little blitz, and he's going to get – he's strict fumbled. Uh-oh. It's going to be a touchdown. And Kwiatkowski gives the crowd something to cheer about here. They're going to take back that 10-point lead. And, that kind of sucks if you're a Mac fan. They were really coming back in this game. Roethlisberger definitely had time to read this. He has literally a long time, but looks like Jason Verrett makes another big-time play. Who expected Jason Verrett to come in here and make such a big impact? He had the pick that really, where the Mac at the worst was probably going to get a field goal, but he ends up getting the pick and making sure they don't get any points, and he forces this fumble. Kwiatkowski, again, another unsung hero of this Big 12 defense, arguably my favorite player to watch on the Big 12 defense. I know Xavien Howard's a lot of fun to watch, locking him down, but Kwiatkowski's making a big difference here. Let's see if Justin Tucker can nail this extra point. Of course he is. It's a 10-point game. Still, it's not the end of the world with 8.5 minutes left. Yes, you do have to drive down and score relatively quickly, but it's only a 10-point game with 8.5 minutes remaining. I think if you could tell Mac fans, the Mac Raven fans, they would be within 10 points with 8.5 remaining, I think they'd be fine with that. I know it kind of sucks because you were only down by 3 with 8.5. So I figured out why it stopped recording, my friends. It's because I'm an idiot and forgot to insert the USB drive, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get some of that film back. I'm so mad at myself. Ugh. Hopefully I'll be able to share it to my iPhone or something like that, and then I can move it around, maybe make it a photo, and then move it to the Mac, and then I can edit it. God, this would suck if I miss. If I cannot get it back, you guys have missed a whale of a comeback. They've cut it to a 10-point ball game, although they had it down to a 3-point ball game at one point. For Big Ben Roethlisberger fumbled it on the last drive, and Kwiatkowski took it in for the touchdown. So if you're the Mac, you kind of have to score here, make it a 3-point game, maybe even a 7-point game. But regardless, you got to score here somewhat quickly. I would say giving them the ball back with 5 minutes, 4 minutes. The way the defense is playing and locking down that offense, it's really been impressive. So Big Ben Roethlisberger in the shotgun. He's going to scan the field. He has time. He throws it over the middle with Kareem Hunt. He picks up about 6 yards before being tackled by, it looks like, Kwiatkowski again. And for Big Ben Roethlisberger, he has been solid at times this game. He's really large part of the reason why they cut it to a 3-point deficit at one point. But he's really, I don't know how else to say this, but he's kind of crumbled at certain points where through the pick 6 before halftime where he couldn't have made it a tie ball game. He fumbled it when they were only down by 3 points. So they bring Roosevelt next and 2 tight ends on the field. So it looks like they're going to run. They do go run here with Kareem Hunt. Oh, Kareem, he could have gone to the outside. If he gone to the outside, he could have had a bigger game, but still gets it to the 41-yard line. 19 rushes for 54 yards. With the way he started out this ballgame, I did not think he was going to get past 2 yards per carry. And he did get past 2 yards per carry, which I find impressive. Sticking with the run game, it's been impressive because I know if I was John Harbaugh, I would have gone away from the run game at one point because I would have been like, oh no, this is not happening. This isn't working. But he goes shotgun once again. I think it's only going to be 3-man rush unless they bring a linebacker off the edge. They do bring a linebacker up the middle with Kwiatkowski. His time, he scans it and throws it. He threw it to Tyler Conklin, who ends up dropping it. And just as I was praising you a few minutes ago, Conklin, I was calling you the unsung hero of this offense. And you know what you do? You drop a big-time flag. Yeah, not helpful. Not helpful to my point, Tyler Conklin. What's wrong with you? But Big Ben Roethlisberger lines up with shotgun again. The same 5 people, really, that he has to throw to. So Big 12 brings a little bit of a blitz. He has time. He scans it, throws to Kareem Hunt once again. Really, it's been all Kareem Hunt on this drive. He has had, 2 catches. He's had that run. So they've only ran 4 plays, and one of them was a drop by Tyler Conklin. So really, all the offense can be attributed to this drive, at least, is on Kareem Hunt. I think you go for it if you get it's 4th down regardless. So, but big 3rd down here. He has time. He scans the field, throws it to Conklin, who ends up being almost tackled, but he ends up getting it to the 50-yard line, making it a 4th and 1. So it's an interesting play call here. Again, Kwiatkowski's been huge. 11 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. He has a touchdown. So 4th and 1, but it's a big time play. I think you got to go for it. With 6.5 remaining, you have to go for it. Obviously, you're at the 50-yard line. But I think the main question is, do you go pass here or do you go run? I think Kareem Hunt has done enough lately on the ground that I think you believe in him enough to run it. Now, if they had gotten the tackle on Conklin for no gain or just a loss, then I would say pass here. But I think, I don't know, the way they're going shotgun here makes me think not run, though, with Kareem Hunt. So, see, they actually go quarterback draw with Big Ben. Did he get that? He might have gotten that 1st down. 90's rather happy. Kenneth Murray Jr. He's coming off the field. Denied. So I guess he did not get it. He looked like he got it to me. But I guess he did not get it. It's just, it comes back to bite you that they're coached by John Harbaugh and the offense, and it just does not work with Big Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. It's annoying. I love watching the read options, but on a big-time play like that, I would love them just run it with Kareem Hunt up the middle instead of going this QB draw with Big Ben Roethlisberger. And unfortunately, this might be the end of them. Now, if they get a field goal, it's not the end of the world because it's only a 13-point game, but they're going to choose some clock here. There's only 6 minutes remaining, so this kind of sucks if you're the Mac Ravens. So they bring a fullback onto the field. They go run with Joe Mixon, who finds a big hole, runs it for a 1st down. And if you're the Big 12 Ravens, you just chew some clock out of this. Your defense has done some really good things the last 2 possessions. If you're the Big 12 Cardinals, I think you chew some clock, maybe take the field goal. And then you just got to hope your defense makes sure that they don't score extremely quickly, which they haven't really been able to do all game long is score quickly. I know they were able to score. They have been able to score. 31 points is not nothing, but they go run here. They actually go play action with Joe Mixon. He has time to throw. He throws it short to, I believe, Joe Mixon. That's incomplete. Great defense there by the Mack Ravens. It stops the clock, which is good if you're a Mack fan. This would be a rather long field goal if they make sure they don't get any more yards. What is it? It's about, 15 yards to the 10 yards, so it would be a 50-yarder. So that's a rather long field goal. Joe Mixon runs it again. He's going to almost pick up the first down. I believe that's just short, 31-yard line. You really got to sell out here if you're John Harbaugh on the Ravens. You just have to go basically goal line and just hope that they don't throw it, which I don't think they will. I think they're going to keep running it. I mean, Joe Mixon's done it well enough here lately that I think you just trust Joe Mixon. If you're the Big 12 the Cardinals and you got to sell out, you have to sell out if you're the Mack Ravens. Although they have a 2 running back set, this might be a pass here with Chris Carson and Joe Mixon lined up. They do go pass. He throws it to Sterling Shepard, who picks up the first down up to the 16-yard line. And this is probably the put-away drive. If they get a touchdown here, it's all over. It's back to that 17-point lead, which you don't want if you're the Mack Ravens. It would be interesting. You claw your back way into it. It's a 3-point lead, and then you end up losing by 17. So basically, nothing changed despite the fact that you clawed yourself back into it. I know you got to force the field goal here is the thing. They bring 3 tight ends out on the field, I want to say. Maybe 1 receiver. Yeah, 1 receiver and Tyler Lockett. They go hand off to Tyler Lockett, who is quickly tackled. I believe that's Terrell Basham. 1 rush for 3 yards for Tyler Lockett. Again, hasn't been able to do much. Actually, that was Ulysses Gilbert III. I'm sorry. I thought that was someone else. But good tackle there. Brings up a 2nd and 7. This clock, though, it's coming a bit of an issue. If they force them to a field goal, they got to drive down the field quickly, and then you have to use your 3 timeouts. So it looks like they're bringing a 3-man rush here. They do. They have time to throw. He throws it to Mark Andrews, and it's going to pick up another first down. And it's been a really nice killing drive by Cliff Kingsbury, chewing some major clock. Chewed about 2 minutes up until this point. You have the 5-yard line, which means, you just might score. You got to sell out on the run, which they haven't been running all that much, but you kind of have to, regardless if you're the Mac. You kind of have to sell out against this run. But Patrick Mahomes goes shotgun here. He gets to scan the field. He scrambles out of the pocket. He throws. It's going to be incomplete. Force the incomplete pass against Mark Andrews. The coaching adjustment has been switched to aggressive in stripping the ball. I guess that makes sense. If you're the Mack Ravens, you're just kind of hoping for a miracle at this point. Even if they do kick a field goal, it's going to be only about 3 minutes left to score 2 touchdowns. So he has time. He throws it to Sterling Shepard. It's a touchdown. It's basically the game-sealing touchdown to Sterling Shepard, 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. You all remember the first one in the first quarter where he got just to be able to walk in for about a 20-yard touchdown, but takes it back to his 17-point lead, and that's it for the Mack Ravens. It's been disappointing too because they've clawed their way back into it. They were coming back in this game, and then Big Ben Roethlisberger. I think the game-changing moment, in my opinion, for the Big 12 Cardinals was the strip sack by Jason Verrett. And it was a big-time play by a player that I don't know if sees the field that much. He is the number 3 corner. He's the nickel back of the group. So he probably only sees the field on nickel kind of plays. So he doesn't see the field too much in the defense. But Jason Verrett was able to make that big-time play, got the strip sack, and then Big Ben Roethlisberger. It's a 17-point lead with 3.5 remaining. It's all over. It's not it's not impossible. I should say that. I just think it's improbable because number one, you have to drive down the field really quickly. I'd say a minute is maybe too long. That'd be like 2.5 remaining. Then you got to go for the onside. You got to get at least 1 onside. So I think you got to go for the onside twice. You obviously all have all 3 of your timeouts left. So it looks like he's going to take this up out of the end zone. 22-yard line return. Brings 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Obviously, you got to go hurry up. You can't. You got to call multiple plays in the huddle because I don't know next time you're going to get a huddle. So Antonio Brown obviously has to be your target here. Tyler Conklin let you down too much on the last drive for him to be considered a real target. Kenny Golladay, obviously, if he gets open, but the way Xavien Howard's been locking him down all game long, I don't know if he will. Corey Davis hasn't been horrible in his time. He's actually kind of shy. He made some big-time catches. They bring Roosevelt Nix on the field, which means that there's no Corey Davis. So they bring a 3-man rush. A Big Ben has a lot of time to stay on the field. He throws it short to Roosevelt Nix, who is tackled for about a 5-yard gain. I'd go hurry up, but I don't think the Mac Ravens are going to go hurry up. They're down by 17 points with 3 minutes left. I don't know if you have time to dilly-dally at all, really. I mean, if you give it up, maybe you have time to dilly-dally. Maybe they went maybe a little bit quicker than they would normally, but the Big 12 brings a 4-man rush here. Big Ben gets it out, but it's an inaccurate pass, obviously, because he was being hit while he was trying to throw that thing. So 3rd and 5. Again, you got to drive down the field quickly, and I think they've already spent around what I would have liked them to spend to drive the entire length of the field if they wanted to complete this comeback. But Big Ben here, he's taking his good old time. He throws it short underneath to Corey Davis, but if you're the Big 12, you'll give them that every day of the week. It's easy, like, they're chewing the clock for you. It's 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. You got to go quicker. If you're the Mac Ravens, you got to drive down this field a lot quicker than you're seemingly trying to, because you've gone, I don't know, maybe 15 yards in a minute. You'll only have 3 of those. You have 2.5 of them now. So Big Ben Roethlisberger lines up in shotgun. Obviously, Kareem Hunt's going to go out in the passing formation. Looks like a 3-man rush by the Big 12. We go screen here with Kareem Hunt, and just the offensive line did not block for him at all. It's going to be the 2-minute warning. So basically what you have to do here, if you want to complete the comeback, is touchdown extremely quickly. Like, you're going to have to do a long touchdown. Then, onside kick. You got to try it twice. You got to hope for, maybe you'll get 2 of them, but I doubt it. So maybe hope for 1. You can use your 3 timeouts on the other defensive possession. But you got to score 3 times in 2 minutes. That seems unlikely to say the very least. They bring a 3-man rush here. And Big Ben Roethlisberger throws it short to Tyler Conklin, who strips off a tackle, gets out of bounds. That was a smart play by Conklin. At least he's a smart player. He saves some time. Only 1:55 remaining. Yeah, so, I don't see Mahomes stepping on the field again unless it's to take a knee and run this clock out. Yeah, I don't know. If you're the Mac, you just hope Mahomes never sees the field again. You got to hope get some onsides, really. So, 47-yard line, you're within range of a long touchdown if you try to get it to Antonio Brown, who's really only your deep threat, and Kenny Galladay's a decent deep threat. So they bring a 4-man rush here. He has time. He throws it short underneath to Antonio Brown. That's not good. That's not good. You get 8 yards, but the clock is ticking. And I just don't know. I don't think the Mac is going to move on. And it looks like if you're the Big 12 Cardinals, you're excited. You're really happy. It looks like you might be drawn they go quick pass. It's inaccurate by Big Ben Roethlisberger. At least the clock stops with 3rd and 2. 1.5 minutes remaining. It just seems like it's impossible. It honestly seems like it's impossible, because even if you get the touchdown, let's say, on this play, 5 seconds go off the clock. What do you have to do? Well, I feel like if you can't drive any length of the field, you're going to have to get it at midfield every time, which means you got to get both onside kicks. And I don't know. So Big Ben Roethlisberger goes deep. Antonio Brown, timeout. I just start using my timeouts, because there's no way that you're going to get the ball back if you punt it away. If you kick it away. So you got to go for onsides every time. I just start using timeouts to conserve some time. That was deep. Nice pass to get in between. So they go no huddle here. 1:06 remaining. Slowest no huddle by all time. But they go 5-man rush. They get it to Kenny Golladay, who gets face masked. That is not what you don't want to do if you're the Big 12. Because that stops the clock and they get extra yardage. That's stupid. That's really stupid. Now they get it at what? The 9-yard line? Instead of being at the 17-yard line, they probably have to call a timeout. They don't have to call a timeout now. You stop the clock for them, Chris Harris Jr. Not smart. Not smart if you're the Big 12 offense. Big 12 defense. So, 9-yard line, you could score here conceivably on this play. 58 seconds? Maybe 55 seconds remaining. Then you got to get the onside. And we'll talk about it after you get the onside. But you have to get the onside regardless. So, Big Ben Roethlisberger, it looks like the Big 12 might be bringing a little bit of a blitz here. In that case, get it to Conklin. Yeah, they do bring a little bit of a blitz. He throws it back to the end zone. Corey Davis. I think that's a touchdown. They should review that. I think they should review that. I think that's a touchdown. Maybe that doesn't look like they're going to review it. But I thought Corey Davis got both feet in bounds before going out of bounds in the back of the end zone. I don't know. The fact that they're not reviewing that makes me a little bit curious because I really thought that was a lot closer. But let's see, they're going to try again on 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Big Ben, they bring a little bit of a blitz, but he has the time. His offensive line's providing him, but he gets sacked by Jerry Hughes. You got to take the timeout at this point, right? It's 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. You got to draw something up, coach. Yeah, Mahomes is excited, as he should be. The Big 12 is likely moving on to the next round. 34 seconds left. 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. It's really all over for the Mac. Big Ben Roethlisberger does have forever to scan the field. And he throws it. End zone. It's going to get picked off. Maybe a pass interference call. But it might be a holding call. Pass interference. Defense. So, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line by Quandre Diggs. Which, man, Quandre Diggs has become kind of known for that. This is pass interference. But 1st and goal. 1-yard line. What are you going to do? Why is the Big 12 offense on the field? Like, Mahomes is on the field right now. What's happening? Okay, so I don't know what happened there. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. I think he goes slant Kenny Golladay. But he ends up getting sacked, actually. He decided to go with the sack technique of, getting sacked with only 18 seconds remaining. I think if you're the Mac, you just score a touchdown. Just for the fun of it. At least you'll get it to 10 points. You'll get it to 10 points before you lose. You're obviously you're not coming back in this one. That's all I have to say. You didn't drive down the field quick enough to get yourself chances on the onsides. They bring Roosevelt next onto the field. Big 12 only brings a 3-man rush. And Big Ben Roethlisberger somehow pressured on that 3-man rush. It's because he refused to move at all in that pocket. They kind of all condensed to the right side. He could have just taken a step to the left, and he has literally all the time he wants to throw this ball. But instead, he almost gets sacked. 3rd and goal, 13 seconds remaining. Let's see if he gets this touchdown. He throws it. That one doesn't count somehow. I don't understand why these I think the refs just have hate Corey Davis, I think, at this point. Because, that was a touchdown. I think he's had 2 touchdowns in this little time that we've been down here. I think they just don't want Corey Davis to get a touchdown. But Big Ben Roethlisberger lines up in shotgun again. Looks like a 4-man rush by the Big 12. It is. He has time to throw it. He throws it over the middle. It's somehow not a touchdown again. I don't understand. I don't understand how none of these are touchdowns. It looks like they get their feet in bounds every time. But they're deciding not to review it, mainly because there's just not enough time left anyways. They don't really care. Review booth obviously doesn't care. But 7 seconds remaining. They're just going to take a knee here. Big 12's going to escape with a win. Mac made it relatively close near the end, but 10 unanswered points. Actually, 14. Wait, no. They're done by 3. So they're up by 17 now. 14 unanswered points. But the Big 12 stadium is rocking now. Their team, actually, I don't know, not yet. There it is. Their team is moving on to the next round. They're likely going to end up facing the SEC unless the Sun Belt pulls off the inconceivable upset of the FCS Division II, Division III Bills. But Big Ben Roethlisberger, they're coming out to meet Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be nice. And we're going to have a little bit more of this matchup maybe. We might get a little bit of it next year, but Big Ben Roethlisberger is coming to the end of his career, and that means the Mac's going to be not great for the next couple of years. But the Big 12 escapes, and it turns out that second quarter ended up winning the game for him with those 14 points. But Big 12 gets to go back home and get to see if the FCS Division II, Division III Bills are upset, and they get to play the Pac-12. But I'd be starting to plan for those SEC Giants coming up. But good job by Mahomes. Good job by this entire defense, by the offensive line, providing Mahomes a lot of time, especially with Khalil Mack. But hey, everybody, this is GGB. Don't forget to tune into our next episode. Saying adios, amigos.